Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us on The Full View. I am Xoli Zondo. Let's take a look at your sport and start off with this news where this weekend fans of polo events have a chance to attend one of the popular events in town, and that is the Joburg Polo in the Park at Steyn City. Now, to chat to us about this event, we do have Leroux Hendricks and Zoe van Onselen. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on The Full View. Zoe, let's start with you before we do welcome in Hendricks, just to talk about the venue, how special it is, and knowing that the polo event had taken this 2-year hiatus, and of course that was due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what's incredible about this event is it happened in 2019 as an inaugural event at Steyn City. And the idea around polo as part of our offering for Steyn City is to really encompass the lifestyle that we offer. With the hiatus of COVID, we've since managed to launch several facilities, including a heli stop and a lagoon. We had a triathlon at our estate in February. So we really encompass the blueprint of a fantastic lifestyle for our investors at Steyn City. So with this polo event coming back onto our calendar, it really is a tick for the first quarter of the year to really encompass sport, lifestyle, investment in Steyn City.
So, Leroux, we do know, welcome now that we do have you on set. You know that COVID-19 had a huge impact on the sport. Maybe just a little to tell us about the teams that will be playing on that day.
So if I may the polo is a slightly different format. So where most of our viewers or the public's used to seeing polo being played on a large field, our traditional outdoor grass polo, this is a different format called action polo, polo in the park. So it's a format that is fairly new to South Africa, but that is definitely one of its kind for this event in South Africa. It is because of the smaller field we have and the crowd being so much closer to the polo and to the action, being more inclusive, it really allows for a very exciting game. The teams that will be competing will be the two biggest polo clubs in South Africa, East Rand Polo Club and Nanda Polo Club. They'll kick off the event in the first match, and then the final match will be played between Steyn City Polo Team and Standard Bank Polo Team. And this will include 6 of the top 10 players in the country, ratings-wise, that will be playing. So it will be very highly rated players, players that are professionals that normally play internationally, that will be competing in the main game.
So I'm very interested now to hear about the two teams from the East Rand and Inanda. Maybe just to unpack the clubs a bit.
So the two clubs are the largest clubs and two of the oldest clubs in the country. Definitely the two largest clubs in Gauteng at the moment. They have a long history, of playing both individually and against each other. So we thought it would be awesome to have them see them play against each other formally, which doesn't happen very often. So in 2019, we had the privilege of formally having the two teams compete for a cup. And this year we had the same format again.
Sure. And maybe, Zoe, to talk about, some of the challenges that you encountered now putting this together, because 2019 was the inaugural event. It was a huge success, even though it was the very first one. Some of the challenges that you encountered that will make this event even better.
Well, I had news today, which is really exciting for us from our partners, which is African Deluxe Company, that we're almost sold out. And I think that's incredible because really, if you think about what's happened over the last 24 months, I think South Africans are hungry for a live action, to actually see events taking place. And it's given us an opportunity to also rethink how hospitality works, how it'll work on the field. And with Leroux and the team from the polo side of things, like he's mentioned, it's all about the action. So you want to be up close, you want to really see what's happening. And I think that when you see it on Saturday taking place, and we've got our host, Minnie Dlamini, so it's really also about that lifestyle fashion element of polo, the sport of kings. And we believe that by hearing today, prior to the event, we nearly sold out. We're delighted, and we can't wait for the event to happen on Saturday.
And we do know that a lot of people tend to attend at these events for the lifestyle part of things and not necessarily the sport. So what can fans be expecting, the spectators? And also, if you're not at the venue itself, is there a way of seeing the live action take place?
Not this year. We are working on that for the future. So yes, you have to be there in person to experience it. But I think what's really important is there is a lifestyle and an entertainment lineup. We've got great DJs. There's amazing amazing food, theatre. So it's all about the lounge that you choose to be in. At the Polo, we've got 3 selected lounges. And I think on Ticket Pro, you can find out more information about where we've got the African Deluxe Heineken Lounge, we've got the Stay in City Polo Lounge, and then we've got the Splendor Lounge. So it really is all about what you want to experience on the day and how you want to experience the polo.
Sure. Leroux, now I want to come to you and talk about, just in terms of assembling the teams. With COVID-19, there wasn't a lot of competitive action that was happening, in terms of these different sporting codes. Are we going to see a very competitive encounter? If so, how? What were the polo players doing during this time to make sure that they are still in action or are able to give us a quality action?
Well, fortunately, it's been a few months that sports and polo in particular has been up and running again, that we were able to compete and have events, maybe with limited crowds, but at least the game has been able to continue. This has allowed the players to practice, to get their horses fit. We've had a good Cape season, we've had a good Plet season. So quite a few of the players are either abroad, traveling in, or coming up from the Cape in the Plet season. They will be joining us. So horses are fit. Players are ready, and it's going to be very competitive.
Okay, so I am now going to ask about the international players that are also going to be coming through.
So we are all South African players playing in the main match.
Okay.
But most of these players are players that compete abroad,
Nice.
whether that be in Europe, whether that be in Argentina, whether that be in other places around the world, and players that will be flying in that were competing on the outside.
Oh, that sounds divine. Can't wait to see what happens on Saturday. We'll definitely be chatting to you after the event to find out how everything unfolded. That was, of course, the talk about the polo that will be happening this weekend. Thank you so much to Leroux Hendricks and Zoe van Onselen for joining us. We'll leave it there for now from the Sports Desk.